Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and let's do a little bit of an experiment here. Now, DC Comics has these books called Tales from the Dark Multiverse, where something in one of their well-known storyline has changed. And they are absolutely, every single one I have read of them are perfect. And I've, read all of them. They have done really well, and they are very creative in changing something very well known, such as Hush, and giving it a twist and making it very, very dark, giving us stuff like Asbat. And I really have been enjoying them. Well, there are some storylines that they forgot. There are some storylines that they haven't talked about or touched upon. And I think that's where this little experiment comes in. We are going to talk today as if the Dark Multiverse story had taken a hold of No Man's Land. Now, if you remember No Man's Land, it came out in 1999, and the lead-up story was Cataclysm, right? And it was a major earthquake. I think it was something like 7 magnitude earthquake, 7 point something. And it hit Gotham City. And then we had Aftershock, and then the road to No Man's Land, and then actually No Man's Land, which came upon the U.S. government officially evacuating Gotham and abandoning whoever stayed, and they were isolated. There was signs that literally said, "You are now leaving the USA as you entered upon Gotham." Now, this took about a year worth of story, and it kind of went all over the DC universe. And until it kind of reopened, it really was a massive event. It was so massive that there probably wouldn't be a dark multiverse because there would be a lot within it. But if you wanted to simplify it like Vita Ayla did with War of the Gods, which I absolutely do suggest you check out, we could do that. We could very easily do that and check out the actual storyline and make it into a dark multiverse story. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. As always, hit that like button in the comments below. Let me know which one of the dark multiverse stories have been your favorite. What I like about them is at the end of each and every single one, we get a new original character, such as the Avatar version of Alan Scott we just got this week for Crisis, right? And I absolutely love that about it. And I think they should expand upon, but we'll have to wait and see how the Omniverse or the Infinite Frontier actually goes. And I have 2 original characters that come out of this. Now, of course, they are twisted, demented versions of Batman and Huntress, but they are original characters. So, of course, like every single other dark multiverse, we open up with Tempest. He explains the event of the Cataclysm and then No Man's Land, and explains how Batman spent a few months as Bruce Wayne to convince the government to help, but found out that no one cared about Gotham, and his time gone damaged his reputation. But what if he never left? What if he never left? That's where the change is. So we are shown him and Gordon forming the Blue Boys, and with that they start to take the streets back, right? But as they go on, we see this new Batgirl swinging around. Batman then approaches Helena and gives her an ultimatum to follow his ways or lose the costume, right? He's not as strict yet. It's early. That will come. Don't worry. Everything seems pretty good at first, but the villains, knowing Batman is working with Gordon and having their own territory. So Batman has not had his own territory, right? So at this point, Scarface still has his area, and he starts to unite with the others. During this, one of them, probably Penguin, approaches Lieutenant Petite and finds out that his boys hate how they've been shoved aside while Gordon works with the Bat. So Penguin offers to provide an incident that could allow Petite to take over. And with Gordon out of the way and Batman out of the way, Penguin says he'll leave them alone. Petite is smart enough to know Penguin will betray him, but he's also arrogant enough to think that he can deal with him. And that's where a lot of the falling out's going to be. So the attack happens just as Petite sets up and as a false report to get to Batman and Gordon and focus somewhere else, right? So when the attack happens, they hurry back and Gordon is shot. Not killed, but he is shot. Huntress then gets him out of there and Batman and Renee escape. But so many of the other cops, Bullock included, have been massacred. Penguin also kills Petite, as well as mocking him for being such an idiot for actually thinking he would work with Petite, right? So Batman and Huntress are then able to regroup, and then they start taking over Zaz's territory and are able to make a deal with Freeze. But it's clearly stressing Batman out at this point. Huntress tells him they don't have the focus to keep things up alone, just with the two of them. So as long as they do, we'll have to wait and see, right? So he stands his ground as to they do things his way until he gets word from Alfred that Two-Face is attacking the manor. I bet you can't guess what happens next. So Batman arrives at the manor to find Alfred dead. Two-Face attacked because he found out who Batman was. He was able to take out his responsibility, his loved ones, right? But how? How did he find out who Batman was? It was David Kane. When he hired him, and he did so much sooner here, the two talk and plan. And during this, Kane reveals how he was trained long ago. Bruce Wayne and Harvey put it together. So with Alfred dead, Batman is completely shattered, and not Tom King shattered, absolutely a different person. And to make it worse, Kane sent Cassandra then to kill Gordon. Now, she can't do it because Gordon is weak and wounded, but Huntress catches her by surprise and shoots an arrow, taking no chances. That is when it is revealed who Cassandra Cain is, that she is a child. That makes Huntress snap. She killed a child. She's a teacher. She's devastated. She killed a child. After this is when she becomes colder. With both her and Batman in compromised positions, they start to turn the tides and use lethal force. Batman gets his old Asbat armor and uses it to slaughter everyone. Eventually, when Bane shows up under Luthor's dime, Batman and Batwoman, because Huntress is going to then skip and not even be Batgirl, are there to take him out. Now, Batman will leave a message for everyone to stay out. The no man's land is here to stay. Gotham is clearly not wanted. It's clearly too far gone to salvage. And they will do what they have to protect what little is good and what little exists. Now, obviously, at this point, David Kane is dead too because of him betraying the identity of Batman. And because Batman has basically given up on fixing Gotham, he's going to do everything, including murder, in his power to save what he can. So, not only that, but for the rest of the book, it's kind of a fill-in, but the rest of the book after Batman and Huntress snap is them taking out the rogues, right? So, like Huntress, she sets fire to Ivy. Batman slaughters Penguin, Croc, Zaz, everybody. But he saves Two-Face for last. And he's going to give him the same chance everyone else gets. He's going to get to flip a coin, right? Seems to come up on the good side. But Batman scratches it with his claws from the Asbat gloves. So both sides are bad. Always the answer is death. I absolutely think it could work. I think it could be condensed down enough. And I think that it is something DC should definitely explore. There's a lot of these stories, even Cataclysm itself, that could be explored. Injustice. We could have a Superman that never killed Joker. I think it's something worth talking about. But of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments below of my makeshift dark multiverse, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.